The rule of thirds is pretty much the first thing taught to every aspiring photographer and filmmaker. The idea is that you should arrange your shot composition along imaginary lines that divide the image into thirds horizontally and vertically. The term was first coined in 1783 in a book about painting landscapes, but it has artistic origins going all the way back to the ancient Greeks. It is a brilliant, time-tested technique that has guided countless visual artists for decades. It's also an overrated pile of donkey crap, and I'm going to tell you why. The rule of thirds is basically a meme. It's the concept that makes every novice photographer or videographer feel like they've learned some secret knowledge and therefore feel justified having paid $800 for that photography workshop or whatever. It's an idea so simple that anyone can understand it, remember it, and talk about it. It lets people feel maybe a little bit superior. Go into any big photography discussion board and you'll find people commenting on pretty much every photo that it would be better if they followed the rule of thirds, because that's pretty much the one thing they know how to say in a photography critique. Go post some Ansel Adams photos as your own and watch people give you constructive criticism about how the composition isn't rule of thirdsy enough. Poor Ansel Adams, if only he'd known better. My first issue with the rule of thirds is just that it's an oversimplification of the golden ratio, or phi, which is the actual secret knowledge worth knowing. But it requires a little thinking and looks like math, so it's not as catchy as the super simple rule of thirds. If stuff looks good on the thirds line though, it looks amazing on the golden ratio line. Here's a quick quote from a book called The Golden Ratio, The Story of Phi, the World's Most Astonishing Number. Biologists, artists, musicians, historians, architects, psychologists, and even mystics have pondered and debated the basis of its ubiquity and appeal. In fact, it's probably fair to say that the golden ratio has inspired thinkers of all disciplines like no other number in the history of mathematics. Do people talk like that about the rule of thirds? Heck no. My second problem with the rule of thirds is that every example of it is the worst example I've ever seen. Let's look at some of these horrible examples together, shall we? So just to be clear, this isn't a bad photo, but the rule of thirds lines don't really line up with the center of visual mass of their bodies, which would be more like right over here. And the focal point, which you might want to put on an intersection of the thirds lines, would be their face where they're kissing. And as you can see, that kind of misses that intersection as well. Overall, this just isn't a really clear example of the rule of thirds. So this is a pretty cool photo, and it's a good example of placing the horizon line according to the rule of thirds, but then the subjects are kind of weirdly placed off center. I think what they were going for with this one was putting both the horse's back and the reflections of the horse's back on the rule of thirds lines, but they didn't quite do that, so it actually looks a little bit confusing. And the center of visual mass of the horses themselves are definitely not on the vertical rule of thirds lines. The horizon's not on a rule of thirds line, so overall it just kind of looks confusing. So the tree doesn't even really fall on the rule of thirds lines. It's close, but if we're just counting everything that's close, that's pretty much everything in the frame. Like anything in the frame that you place anywhere is close to a rule of thirds lines because these lines are all over the place. I'm not sure how in any way this is an example of the rule of thirds. Here's a kind of better example of composing to the rule of thirds. Obviously, the visual center of the dog is kind of placed on the left vertical line. However, the end result is a shot that's just sort of composed weirdly. It definitely seems like this shot should have been centered. It just sort of seems weird and arbitrary with it off to the left like that. Here's another example. So this bee was very carefully cropped so that the eye falls at the intersection of the thirds lines, but the end result is a photo that's just sort of composed weirdly. It doesn't look like the right composition for this photo. Photographers have kind of developed a weird obsession with placing eyes on intersection points of the rule of thirds lines. And that kind of makes sense, and it can work on close-up portrait shots, but on a shot like this, it just feels kind of arbitrary. If you turned off the grid here and just looked at this photo, it actually kind of feels a little bit unbalanced. It doesn't feel like it's the right composition for this photo. I found these in an article about the rule of thirds, and I love these examples because almost nothing on them actually lands on the rule of thirds lines. Here you see the horizon and the subject in blue are not on the lines. This tree is not on the line. None of the dominant features here fall on the rule of thirds lines. The lighthouse is totally off to the right. I mean, maybe if this were an article about the rule of quarters, but it's not. It's about the rule of thirds. I mean, look at the placement of the horse here. This is not a great example of the rule of thirds. You can literally draw lines over almost anything and claim it's following the rule of thirds. I'm a designer, so I know all about drawing lines over things to make it look more thoughtful than it actually is. That's the oldest trick in the book for justifying enormous design fees. Put a bunch of meaningless lines and rectangles and circles around an expensive logo redesign and you look like a genius. It's true that images can look more interesting when not everything is centered. and things look weird if it's a little bit off center or if it's over on the extreme edge. These are the principles that should be taught to aspiring photographers and filmmakers, but they're not. Instead, they're just told, obey the rule of thirds, which is a gross oversimplification of the visual dynamics at play in these images. And thirdly, people are given terrible advice about how to even implement the rule of thirds. It should generally be about either a focal point or the center of visual mass of your subject, or else a clear edge line like a horizon. It should not be about some arbitrary feature like an eyeball. People know that eyes are often a focal point, so they go through all sorts of weird cropping gymnastics to get the subject's eyeball onto an intersection point of the rule of thirds lines, when that's just not how visual dynamics works. In most photos, we don't perceive the lines radiating out from eyeballs or faces, but rather from edges or the subject's center of visual mass. Really, there's no reason you need to keep your rule of thirds guides on in your viewfinder while shooting or in your editor while cropping. Trust yourself, trust your eyes and your brain and your gut. Look for edges and centers of visual mass, and avoid putting them too close to the edge of the image or awkwardly just off center. But don't try to get them exactly on the rules of thirds lines, because those are pretty much arbitrary. Rules are overrated. Don't be afraid to break them. Except for the rule about subscribing to amazing YouTube channels like this one. You should always follow that rule.